So looks like we've just headed into picks and ban. So this is a tournament draft. So what do you think the bans are going to be coming out as?
As it's a 2v2, I'm expecting to see the majority of solo lane champions banned. Of course, like the Talon, he's a pretty impressive laner in the mid lane, able to push waves out extremely quickly. So he has that creep deletion, and then he's able to roam quite quickly as well. So he's able to work with other players alongside himself. Yasuo at the same time, again, another very impressive laner in the mid lane. So as expected, they're kind of banning out the solo lane champions.
Might be interesting to see like some science. Yeah, Silas makes sense. Very high sustained champion, very oppressive with the CC that he can provide. Irelia as well, very in the same sort of waters as Silas is, just on the AD side of things. Maybe see a support ban coming out. No, the Kaiser's going to be banned out. Strong on ARAM maps with the AP build. A lot of poke. What's the answer do you think the final ban's going to be?
As to the final ban, it's going to be a Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger, especially in this meta after getting his ultimate buffed, he's actually been picked up a lot more. We can already see his win rate skyrocketing, so it's a really interesting decision to ban that. They've clearly been doing their research. Very
fast pusher in lane. Very quick to get the first tower, if that's what teams are playing for instead of the 2v2 kill.
Probably the more annoying champion as well. I don't know how many times I've been ganking a Heimerdinger, and eventually you realize that you're actually the one getting ganked.
And looks like we're going to see the Ezreal picked up on the blue side.
Ezreal, I was almost expecting a champion with a little bit more CC to be picked up first, you know, to take it away from the other team, because of course as a 2v, you know, in a 2v2 you're relying on less people to help you set up, meaning that a lot more things can go wrong. Sure, there's less space that you need to be aware of, but especially with creeps and the amount of space that you have overall, Ezreal might have a little bit of trouble, I think.
And that's what you're saying, the Pantheon coming in extremely strong on patch 9.19, a lot of point-and-click CC, denies turret shots if they want to dive to go for the 2v2 kill, and picking an ADC to come up with that makes sense. Xayah very strong, especially with the tethers from his feathers to get the root down. A lot of poke, a lot of safety, attack speed steroids, really one of the ideal ADCs right now. And we might see the answer back on the Malzahar. Extremely oppressive with a lot of damage, very quick at pushing waves out. The passive that Malzahar has will be able to tank one of the CC abilities or take reduced damage for a very short while. Oh, but do we see the switch up to the Vel'Koz?
The Vel'Koz?
Or the Ahri? Ooh, Ahri, makes sense.
It does. Ahri's charm paired with Ezreal's damage is going to be quite difficult to get out of, especially for a Pantheon, because he was buffed recently, so he's able to block a lot of damage coming out from other champions. And with Ahri, if she's able to charm him before that happens, then a lot of damage is going to be put on him. So it seems that Ezreal Ahri kind of has the best of both worlds in the fact that they have more range than the Pantheon and Xayah, barring out Pantheon's Q, of course. Meaning that if they are able to play this properly, they should be able to poke out the Pantheon, and he's not going to be able to do a great deal without expending a lot of mana. Similar for Xayah, who's a little bit more of a mid-game champion, I would say. They might have to wait for a little bit to come online, and then Pantheon's going to help out with that, probably from levels 5 till 7, where he kind of begins to die off, but of course his damage, his AP damage is going to be coming up a lot more than his levels 1 to 4.
So let's have a quick talk about the summoner spells. It's a mirror match on both sides, both taking heal and ignite. Pretty interesting because obviously the ignite was really there to avoid, to get the quick kills, reduce healing, to punish. Still not too convinced on the Ezreal pick in my opinion. Ezreal trying to go for the pokes, but it's very hard on the area map, very easy to hide behind minions. Xayah, on the other hand, with the passive that she gets from when she uses an ability to get the cut through feathers, very quick on doing that extra little damage that will make the difference when it comes to either pushing, getting that 2v2 trade kill, pushing for tower. Xayah's W also does damage on the towers with the attack speed. So it's a very scary comp coming in from Team 3.
You know what, the way I see it, because both sides have some level of CC, right? Both of them have a heal and an ignite. So what I'm thinking is the first duo to ignite probably wins the game, because once one person ignites, then the other one can't use the heal on that, right? So if this happens, then the first person to end up engaging has immediately got an increased win rate.
Yeah. It's a very interesting comp. I think Ari needs to land the charm on the Xayah to get the burst off. Pantheon has that CC that damage invulnerability phase with the empowered ability that can really just make it break, because you can force a combo to be burst out on you and you just take no damage, which is extremely strong. We're gonna have to see the charm within the Ezreal WQ combo or WEQ combo to try and get the burst hit, but yet again he's probably gonna have to go Sheen first for that to do any effect. Pickaxe with the plus 25 AD, maybe not what he's looking forward to.
It'll be hard. I mean, you've got a double AP comp against a double AD comp, and the AP comp is going against the Pantheon, who again has that shield, which is able to negate a lot of the damage that is coming out from the Ezreal and the Ahri, meaning that essentially this isn't really something that you can look at in terms of champions that they've picked. It's in terms of the brains that are behind these champions. We aren't playing Ezreal Ahri versus Pantheon Xayah. We're looking at the players themselves and how they think against the other person. This is really going to be a game of wits here, and I'm really glad that they picked these champions for the first game. It looks really explosive.
So from these two champions, I would say that they're clearly going for the 2 kills. First tower, not going to be a big effect. Ezreal W does do a lot of damage to towers, but they're going to have to push that in for that. Xayah has very good wave clear, so they might be going for the CS as well, but it's looking like a 2v2 kill. They want to skirmish early and they want to go fast.
Yeah, I mean, it will be hard on some fronts. I mean, Ezreal, even if he's pushed into the tower, that's kind of the champion that he was built to be. He's not really supposed to be winning the early game against early game champions such as, again, Pantheon. He's more of a person who will prefer to be under that tower for the first, couple of items, waiting to get ready for his AP to come online, and he'll be CSing under that tower. Ahri will also be able to help with that with the charms, keep him safe. So really, it's going to depend on how Pantheon tries to go around that. I mean, sure, he can dive the tower. That's something that he can do now, especially with the buff that he got. But again, game of wits.
So very interesting to look at the to look at the masteries, at the runes. So we see that Ezreal has opted for the Kleptomancy, which is kind of weird in a 2v2. So maybe he's trying to get the procs on the items. Also weird that he's gone for the Tear instead of the Sheen, looking to stack mana to be able to last longer.
Yes, Ezreal has quite the weakness in the early game in the sense that he takes a lot of mana when he's trying to CS, and of course in a 2v2, CS is a lot more important than, dare I say it, a 5v5, because that can come in later, meaning that if he really wants to be CSing on the tower and he doesn't have the time to back all the time and then get back to his first tower, he really needs to be in the lane for as long as possible in order to get that CS. Ahri's going to be helping him out with that as well. Ahri also is another champion who will be expending mana at quite an alarming rate if she abuses it in that way. I mean, already we're seeing Pantheon and Xayah behind their caster minions, meaning that Ahri isn't really going to get the option to charm here. I can see her looking for one.
Charm does connect, but it's not a lot of damage coming out, just a little poke. Traded back onto the Ezreal as well, but HP advantage now onto Team 11 right now. They got the earlier level advantage, and they've got the lane pushing into the turret. Looks like Xayah took a lot of damage from that, and now they're going to have to try and clear the minion wave before it can crash into the tower.
Yeah, Xayah's already half health.
Oh, wait, but it looks like the CC comes in from the Pantheon. Looks like they're going to trade. Charm lands onto the Pantheon, very low. Heal coming in from the altar, and now looks like it's a very bloody fight, but favor to the Team 11 with HP advantage.
2 minutes and Ezreal, Ahri, the two champions which we thought were probably not going to get this for a while, have become very explosive in this matchup. They've already gotten Pantheon and Xayah to half health, and we honestly thought that Pantheon would be...
Oh, but the stun comes in onto the Ezreal, now they're pushing forward. Charm lands onto the Xayah, very critical. Ignite hit, they went for the flash. 2 flashes traded, looks like nothing's going to die just yet. Oh, Ezreal just dies from the Pantheon Q, and looks like the heal's going to come in to save the Xayah. And now it's all up to Tobias to see if he could get anything else. Ezreal's going to be walking back to lane very shortly. Ezreal. If you're not careful, the big bad... what is she, a bird? The big bad bird's going to get you. And very critical, both have hit level 6 now. So they both have the ults. The Pantheon dive, very true. Desire Feathers, possible to reset turret aggro, to juggle turret aggro for an easy dive. Looks like Tobias is going to be very, very easy bait for them to dive for.
The wave seems to be in a good spot for Ezreal and Ahri. They're able to keep it outside of tower range, meaning that, oh no, it's gone in now, but Ezreal should still be able to get the vast majority of that CS. At the moment, they're 15-4 against 13-2. They're just slightly up. Everyone's level 6 now, I believe, but I don't think Pantheon's going to be able to use his ult very effectively on this map.
All we need to hope for is to him to grow a pair and try to go in for the kill and hope that they get it before they get traded 2 for 2. It looks like the ult's coming in. They're going to land onto the Ahri. Charm lands onto the Ahri, and nothing comes out of it, and it looks like a HP advantage goes down. Ario uses the ult, forces the Desire ult herself, and looks like they're going to go forward. Tethered onto the
Ezreal still has his ult!
And now the Ezreal's traded, and now it looks like it's advantage over to Team 11. HP advantage is huge. Ezreal's massive right now. Can Pantheon do anything? His Ignite's probably going to be coming up in the next 20-ish seconds. Are we going to see an aggressive play? Xayah coming back to lane with the Berserker Boots and the Vamp Scepter, looking to keep up alive in the poke war that's going to be happening.
Okay, I have to say, throughout that team fight, I was quite impressed. Ahri was keeping Ezreal so safe. The moment Pantheon landed in, she did not give him a chance to spear, to shield, to do anything else. She just threw out that charm, hit them both with the Q. That was such an efficient use of her mana and her abilities.
And now we're just looking at the wave crashing in. Looks like they're going to be able to pick up the majority of this. CS advantage right now in favor of Team 11 if we ever go to the 100 CS. But Ignite just came up on the Pantheon. Heal's going to come up. Ignite's up all across the board. Ezreal still has his heal. Looking like poke war is really being favorable towards Team 11 right now. Pantheon very, very low.
Right now we have to look at Ezreal as a ticking time bomb. I mean, he's already got his tier. He's got another mana pot. I've forgotten what that was called, but the mana pot from Klepto, and he's got another biscuit as well. He's really not going to be in trouble in terms of mana, so we'll be waiting for him to get his first AP item.
And his ult is coming online right now, so it's going to be very hard for Team 3 to get anything. Heal Relic comes out looking to heal both of them up. Pantheon saving his empowered ability to go for a fight, but he's just getting chunked the more he goes for waves.
He can't. I mean, the item that he got, Phage, is an aggressive item. 200 health and 15 attack damage, I believe. Like, you're supposed to be able to use that to go aggressively with the movement speed that it gives you. The fact that he's only half health now prevents him from doing that. He's basically got no items. Like, he can't use it.
I think the more effective item would have been probably one of the lethality items, trying to get for the early armor reduction to get the true damage in. Looks like the Taver's going to land. Nice little poke, but nothing coming out from it.
I mean, I feel the slight weakness, I should say, on Ezreal Ahri's team is their full AP. Like, if Pantheon built into something with slight, MR, then it could have been better. Maybe he could have gotten, I don't know, excuse me for saying this, there are going to be haters, like, once I say it, but the mask, right? I mean, the ability to deal damage.
Looks like Bofruit comes out. Short little trade coming in from the Ahri. Ezreal ults just tickling Pantheon very quickly. Looks like they're going to be waiting for the ultimate to come out from the Pantheon right now. Looks like he's posing to get in and try and get the damage in. The one thing that needs to be that the Ahri needs to wait for is to wait for the telegraphed ult to come in and then just charm to avoid any CC chain coming in onto the Ezreal. But looks like Ahri is pushing aggressive, using the bush to her advantage. She's posturing, waiting to throw out the charm. Heal Relic comes in to heal both of the members up. And the Pantheon ult is coming up. This looks like it's going to be the final fight. They're separated now. Looks like the charm is hit. Looks like charm missed. And now they flashed and Ahri just gets rooted. And then comes in.
Too much damage!
And Team 3 take the victory on this map.
2 kills to 1. They were doing so well. 55 and 8 CS to 36 and 19. But unfortunately, they couldn't keep it up. Oh, that is disheartening. But I have to say, for a Pantheon, he's supposed to fall off late game. I'm impressed that he was able to, bring it back on the brink of him actually beginning to fall off. And B, for the efforts that Ezreal and Ahri have put out, it was a really, really good match of mechanics. We saw pretty much every single charm hit. And the one time that she didn't hit a charm, she got punished for it. And that was the end.